Today's webtoon is something special, and that is because it is the one that most resembles the manga formula. Night of the Goblin is an interesting story with a nice art style. The character design is clean and the personalities mesh well together. So let me tell you about the description. Until just a few days ago, Siu Choi was your typical high school student, but suddenly he finds out he's a descendant of the Goblin tribe, and thus a half-demon. In a dark realm of another world, there lives the Demon King, the demon who rules over the night and reigns over all demons of the world. Now, the fight for the throne begins. What did I tell you? This sounds just like a story that could be in Shonen Jump. An unknown world, a surprising reveal about your species, a demon king, and a battle for the throne? What could be more manga? Now the big question is, will this manga-like webtoon be able to keep up with the other series I talked about so far? Like always, I put a link to the webtoon in the description for you to check it out. But let's get into my personal first impression of the first 5 chapters of Night of the Goblin. This time we are starting off with a confession. The main character starts out as a slightly chubby person, but looking at the promotional artwork, yeah, that will change. For now you can pretty much guess how the confession of a not conventionally attractive person went. Apparently Siu, our protagonist, cannot lose weight. He is in fact a very fit person, but his weight just doesn't go down. We are getting a small look at his past and his family, and it seems like Siu has tried all kinds of things to lose his weight. This dedication will be a surprise tool that will be useful a bit later in the story. Doctors are telling him it's genetic, but they might as well just be honest and say that they have no idea what the problem is. Because we know that the genetic thing is just a bunch of bullshit, especially after seeing some pictures of his parents. In quite a comedic way, we get to see that he has a lot of willpower. Even when stressed or being hurt from the rejection, he continues following his path of trying to lose weight. Instead of picking out, he decides to go for a pretty long run to clear his mind. And at the end of this run, he meets a classic trope, a strong old man character. It is always cool to see them. Probably one of my favorite tropes in all of anime, manga, webtoon in general. Suddenly getting kidnapped and being thrown into the demon realm for sure would make me freak out. How about you? Tell me in the comments. What I always enjoy about these demon stories is seeing what the artist and the writer chose for the appearance of the demons. Obviously, some demons always look the same, but other times there are creative liberties or cultural differences that make it more interesting and exciting to figure out what demon that exactly is. So chapter 1 also gives us a life or death situation, starting out fun and light-hearted, and then immediately jumping off the deep end. These creatures we are now getting surrounded by are demons, but it is unclear if they are being shown as silhouettes because they will be relevant later, or just because they are unimportant. However, it makes a lot of sense for demons to force Siu to fight for his life, and then if he survives, he also has to participate in the battle for the throne and title of Demon King. 1 second he's a chubby human, the next he's suddenly ripped with all kinds of muscles. I guess the goblin genetics only kicked in when he was finally close to death. We as the readers know what just happened is the truth, but I guess the protagonist believes it was all just a really weird dream. I guess it's understandable. No, wait, this is slightly weird. The part where he thought it was a dream actually was a dream, and in that dream he thought the demon fight was only a dream. Not sure if you can follow me. Goblins in this story might have come close to extinction, or our main character could actually be the last one. Not sure about that one yet. The big question is, were they attacked because they were too dangerous? Or was it some sort of other reason why there are not that many goblins now? I wonder if his human friends will still be relevant for the plot, or if they will get left behind for the new demon companions. As of right now, I have high expectations that this female demon, you can see her in the picture, who is talking down to the protagonist in the moment, will turn out to be a love interest. She's giving off major tsundere vibes. Well, at the moment she just doesn't like the main character in general, but in the future, from not liking him at all, it will change to being a tsundere. I think that's the case, and I would bet on that. Maybe humans will have no relevance in this story, but then it would confuse me why his human body is also in this picture here. However, seeing that somebody who just awakened their goblin genetics and is apparently only 1/5 goblin is 10 times stronger than a human, yeah, I just don't know. Maybe there will be exorcists or something like that. Hearing that the last big invasion of demons was only 666 years ago, I wonder how humans could have already forgotten about it. If demons were actually real, I would think that something of that magnitude would not just be forgotten. And I was right. It all comes down to memory manipulation. The way Siu thinks about the situation is cool and admirable as well, but it can only appear in a story. What I mean with that is that it is not a realistic reaction. Well, we aren't here for realism anyways. When hearing that demons will invade the human world again, he instantly shifts from wanting to just go home to wanting to train and become strong enough to protect everyone important to him. This story's old man is already pushing Siu and the white-haired girl to get along and work together, a match made in heaven. The girl is being called a little fox. While yes, that can also just be used for a scheming type of woman, because we are dealing with monsters, she could very well be a nine-tailed fox. I guess the design matches with her, which immediately gets confirmed as well. Oh, come on. My theories need to stand for a little longer than 10 panels for me to actually be proud that they were correct. Anyways, yes, the main character is very adaptable. Adjusting to a completely new personal identity and way of life is a bit too crazy for me. Now we are getting introduced to the power system, demon energy and demon magic. I guess just putting demon in front of another word is what we are going for here, so maybe we will get demon martial arts in the future as well. The magic gets then further divided into inherent magic and acquired magic, so a type you just know genetically and another one you can learn yourself. Oh my, will the main character get manipulated into turning into a real demon by the fox lady, or will he instead change her to be a less scheming person? I guess we have to continue reading to find out. Okay, we are getting the classic Goblin character trait of being greedy, and it shows that the protagonist really isn't that easy to manipulate. Maybe it also has Goblin genetics. It seems like the nine-tailed fox tribe gets more powerful the more tails they use. That makes a lot of sense. I also would guess that they first need to learn or unlock the tails to be able to use them. But getting through the fox's power is apparently something that shows us already that the protagonist is quite strong. Her fighting style seems to be summoning, which is a style I personally always enjoy, but I also fear that she herself would be weak if you can bypass the summoning somehow. But what she didn't expect was that her hitting Siu with a very strong attack would lead to him awakening his inherent magic already. Having powers related to genetics is always hit or miss. Some hate it and others love it. One thing is for sure though. It lets the author skip over some training arcs at least and helps them in just getting into the story faster. However, even if goblins are very strong demons and our protagonist awakened an ability only strong goblins have, I don't think he is overpowered already. He still has to learn a lot. We now are getting a really minor backstory time for the nine-tailed fox girl, and she seems to be some sort of super genius, which makes Siu probably a super duper genius. Another guess of mine would be that what we are seeing right now will be the last time for a while that the main character will do crazy strong stuff right off the bat. After coming to his senses, he very likely will be unable to recall anything that happened. It's just giving us a preview of what will be in the future. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Yeah, she will 100% turn into a love interest. Siu is not a pushover. Yes, he does not want to kill if it's not necessary. Same goes for eating other sentient demons. But if it is to save his family and friends, he will do it. The demon world is truly a survival of the fittest type of world. Only because of the current Demon King, it appears to be a tad bit civilized. I'm wondering if we will get to see that Demon King sometime in the future. Our protagonist's character trait of not giving up on trying to lose weight has now already helped him in his new life in the demon world as well. Having learned all kinds of things to lose weight also included some martial arts, and his goblin genetics allowed him to master them very quickly. Goblins truly are greedy for everything, even knowledge. Even without magic, he is already stronger than the average demon. So I guess Siu will have a good time in the demon world. This story really is a mix between what I connect with manga and webtoon, a true hybrid, and it worked really well. It is not the same as most of the webtoons that get released at the moment. That is because its plot is more akin to a manga, but it still has the traits of webtoons being fully colored, having fast beginnings, and giving the main character a makeover to turn them into something conventionally attractive. Overall, the story is quite enjoyable, both because of the plot and the characters inside of the story. I already said it at the beginning, but the character designs are to my liking. And now after having read it, I also am intrigued by the power system of demon magic. Having goblins as one of the strongest demons was slightly unexpected. Maybe that is something from Korean folklore that I just don't know about. Let me not yap any longer. On a scale from F to triple S, Night of the Goblin has received an A from me. An above average ranking for a story that is taking some risks, but it could pay off depending on how the story develops. Are you going to give this webtoon a chance? Tell me in the comments. If you want to hear my first impression of another great webtoon that actually inspired me, you should check out this video. See you over there. Pyro out. Bye!